Hi, this is Brandon with Precision Defensive Solutions, and today we're going to have a discussion about Florida man and why we as concealed carry holders and good, sane, sober, moral, prudent people, taking it from John Correa, people that carry a firearm for self-defense, why this is really a bad situation. So about a month ago, on the West Palm Coast in Florida, a man got angry over a woman backing into his driveway to turn around. Now, I don't think anywhere on the planet that somebody would think that the response to somebody backing into your driveway to turn around by pointing a gun at somebody else's head is a good idea. In particular, when he has security cameras on the outside of his home and it caught the whole incident on video. I'm going to share that video with you, and I want you to listen to what it says. I want you to look at his actions, and I want you to think about this one, because this one's pretty bad.
Terry Vetch was so unhappy that a vehicle briefly backed into his driveway in the W section of Palm Coast, he charged out of his house to confront the driver, who was now across the street. Vetch's own home surveillance captured it all. Though the female walked toward the suspect, deputies say she was never actually on the suspect's property. Instead, they say Vetch went toward her, pulled a gun out of his pocket, and pointed it at her head.
So let's take a listen to part of the interview that he had with the deputies that were responding, and how when he blamed the woman for being the aggressor because she came back across the street when he went over and hit her car. There is, I don't even know what to say about this man's level of thinking or what he was thinking.
She's coming clear across into my yard, okay, into my face, okay, and in a threatening manner. And
so now that we've watched through the video, I want you to think about where your rights for self-defense start and end. Number one, if there's not an imminent threat, and when I say imminent, I mean immediate threat of serious or great bodily harm, serious or great based on your state's particular statutes, or death, then you don't introduce the firearm into the situation. You don't, period. Even in states that have a statute that has a defensive display of a firearm, I wouldn't use that as a defense. I'd use that on an after the fact and let your attorney apply that. But if you cannot articulate an imminent threat of serious or great bodily harm or death, then the firearm is not introduced, period. You cannot respond to somebody who is not even providing a threat, in this case, with lethal force. You cannot respond with lethal force to protect property. That is not self-defense. Stop listening to the Facebook attorneys telling you that if somebody steps onto your property, you can automatically point a gun at them or even shoot them. Because if you do that, you're going to go to prison, and if you go to prison for something like that, and that person was not an imminent threat, you deserve to go to prison. And if you don't like that, then maybe you need to recheck yourself. But there are serious consequences for introducing a gun into a situation when it doesn't need to be introduced. Be better than this. Be better than this. Thanks, everybody. I hope you learned something from this one, and we'll talk to you soon.